Alright, unfortunately, my casts are all over the place today. Wanted to give you guys 3 games nonetheless. So, it is now another game here on Amazonia between Sucks versus Moon. Moon spawning under the name Ho Jang. And I know I'm completely butchering that with a Chinese accent, even though it is a Korean Korean way to pronounce that name. Anyways, Moon spawning as the Red Night Elf player on the top right hand side of the map. Meanwhile, OTB Sucks spawning as the Blue Human. Human versus Night Elf on Amazonia. What do we expect to see? Archmage versus Demon Hunter, most likely, as we can already see the militia has already brought over the creeps there, and now this Ancient of War taking a lot of damage. Moon might actually lose this Ancient of War, and oh, what was this? Beautifully done here, trying to aggro those creeps again. No, what is going on? This militia not fast enough, and now needs to try and hit this. Oh my goodness, this is absolutely funny. This Renegade Wizard may actually take down the mage there. And now gonna aggro once again the Ancient of War. This is hilarious. This farm is not going to be completed. The Wisp now just wandering around. And that was not what OTB Sucks wanted. I didn't even know that you could pull off the units like that. And what an interesting strategy. Moon handling that extremely well, knowing how the AI works much better. As you can see, that one Ancient of War does do an attack back, but is still taking a fair bit of damage. Wisp is off over to repair it. It's going to be repaired in time as the Demon Hunter... No, Warden! Alright, a Warden being trained up instead of a Demon Hunter. Interesting strategy. We'll see how that pays off for a Moon. We all know that a solo Warden is perhaps one of the most difficult heroes to win against because of movement speed, high damage, and a very versatile ultimate ability. Alright, there goes the Warden now making its way over, attempting to take down some of those Renegade Wizards. The Warden does not nearly have as much damage as, say, the Demon Hunter, as the Footman now makes its way over. There's a Shadow Strike onto the Footman. That Footman is taking a good bit of damage, and now this Footman down to 66 hit points may end up biting off more than it can chew. One more shot and a Shadow Strike should finish it off there. There's the Shadow Strike. Yes, there's the attack. There goes the Footman. Meanwhile, back off to the north here, you can see that a Ring of Protection +2 has been dropped, and Moon is just in control of this game. Even though Moon was forced to use a fair bit of mana in order to take down that Footman there. Alright, Rogue now going to get taken out. Warden sitting at level 1. I should be at level 2 unless something happened where the Ancient of War was the one that got one of the creep kills. Warden now going after this Rogue off over here. Meanwhile, Archmage is already sitting at level 2. And OTB Sucks is just looking to creep and perhaps engage at level 3. That would be a very prudent call, engaging at level 3 against the Night Elf army. Level 2 Water Elementals extremely effective, especially if your opponent does not yet have Dryads. Alright, Archmage, where did it go? Archmage went off over here, gonna pick up Dust of Appearance most likely, yes. No Boots of Speed as of yet. Wait, is he going to pick up Boots of Speed? He's trying. I don't know what he's shopping for. Alright, Archmage not picking up Boots of Speed, just wandering around here as we now see Militia making their way down and attempting to take down this Mud Golem, Rock Golem creep camp. And this is going to get taken down relatively quickly. Staff of Teleportation. Warden shows up to the party and now ready to engage. One peasant already down. And this is just looking so bad. That Warden, there's Dust of Appearance, and a huge Fan of Knives taking down even more units. The Warden now backs off again. The Warden could try to engage again. The Warden down to 150 hit points, trying to run away, down to 114 now, still running away as that Archmage gets to level 3 after the Rock Golem has been taken down. Wand of Mana Stealing. Alright, this Warden, a little bit of a death wish, able to run away and escape at 65, 67 hit points, as we are now taking down another Troll Berserker and looking to set up an expansion by Sucks. Warden now running off to the north. We are teching the tier 2 already. Tree of Ages, Ancient of Wonders going down. There is a fair number of archers. I do not believe Defend has been teched, as Sucks needs much of that lumber for that town hall. All right. Warden, or an illusion warden, acting as a little bit of a tank here, absorbing a lot of that damage. There goes another unit there, as the warden still trying to come inside here. Is it gonna really amount to very much? The warden's gonna take a look around, perhaps shadow strike something. There's a fan of knives taking down 2 peasants there, and this is perhaps one of the most dangerous things about the warden, is that fan of knives. One of the reasons why the warden can get to level 6 so quickly as a solo hero is that fan of knives, dealing so much damage to unsuspecting lines here. And you can see that the warden unable to get inside unless that warden actually somehow teched blink, and now still wandering around there. Okay, going after one of those footmen. The footman does get taken down, but gets surrounded very, very quickly. Again, there's Dust of Appearance. Are we going to see a Shadow Strike? Yes, we are. And now that warden is still stuck. Is it going to staff a teleportation away? Yes, it will. Down to 48 hit points. Knowing the exact timing, drops the Mantle of Intelligence, gets some additional mana from those moon wells. No, right now just using a clarity potion and waiting to get more mana. Already up to 150 something. Wants to get clear to maximum mana before using those moon wells, keeping those moon wells very, very much replenished. Archmage now coming back down over here. Warden is almost at maximum or getting very close to maximum mana already up to 235. Should perhaps use another clarity potion. Just picks up, does everything, does a little spin and twirl as it's now making its way out. You can see that there is this footman off over here. The warden just going to try to engage it. It looks as though this footman is going to get taken down very, very easily. Not going to be able to run away at all. And down it goes to the weird, I guess, glaive of that warden. So far, the archers are still perhaps looking for some free and easy units. The warden just shy, or just, not even just shy, halfway to level 4 now. And once this warden gets to level 4, things will start to become easier and easier, as the Shadow Strike will deal even more damage. There you go. There's a huge Shadow Strike right there. Unsuspecting footman, or I guess very, very targeted footman, now looking to make its way out. It looks like it's going to get taken out by an arcane tower. Yes, denying that experience right there. As you can see that this footman is not going to have nearly as much luck, giving more experience to that warden, and that's going to be a very bad day there. All right, there goes that footman. Meanwhile, archers are going to try and engage. No, decide against it. We do see glaive throwers in the army as a goblin shredder goes up against a warden. That goblin shredder could get repaired by those peasants, but the peasants could also get eaten alive by that fan of knives. You can see how much damage is dealt right there, and that warden without blink is unable to get inside that base. All right, coming back here, we can see an Ancient of War still producing glaive throwers. You can see 3 glaive throwers already ready. Here we go. There's a Staff of Teleportation. Where is it going to head off to? Rejoining up with the rest of the army. And now picking up a Tome of Intelligence. All right, let's see. Is he going to drop the Mantle of Intelligence and Moonwell up? No, Clarity Potion, Moonstone, to try and fill up these Moonwells even further. Now going to get into the 100 mana, or 100 Moon Juice range. That warden could try and use up those clarity potions here again, or just try to heal up all of those hit points from those moonwells, as the footmen do have defend now, and defend on that footman, causing a little bit of problem for Moon, as those archers' attacks could be completely reflected back. Archmage now looking to run inside here and take down Moon's main base. Tree of Ages, taking a lot of damage. Warden, however, arrives to the party. Are we going to see a Fan of Knives? Yes, damage across the board as all the units are attempting to run away. There you go, Goblin Zeppelin now up in the air, and the Zeppelin will be able to back off here without a problem. Meanwhile, the Wisp still coming in on the side over here. You can see that there's a Moonwell low on hit points by the blue. I'm not exactly sure why it's even there at all. Perhaps it should be Staff of Sanctuary, or Staff of Preservation to send it all the way back home. And now we're still looking at the blue army trying to get away, and it looks like it will be able to do exactly that, as the gold mine is vastly repaired by all of these Wisp. Wisp has repaired the gold mine. Meanwhile, down over here, Glaives now attempting to just Glaive Thrower is just attempting to take down this base really quickly. You can see that the Glaive Thrower is getting attacked a lot right now, but it is also being repaired a lot. Meanwhile, back off to the north, the Wisp have to be extremely careful here. Both sides losing some of those units there. As you can see, the Wisp are now once again repairing off over here. The Footmen need to get defend up. Otherwise, they are just going to be pin cushions for these Footmen. There's the defend finally, and there is a Staff of Teleportation heading all the way back. Or was it a Squirrel Town portal? I'm not 100% sure. There goes another Footman there, as all of those Glaives are now attempting to hide in the backfield. Warden still sitting at level 4, just now sitting at level 4. Could get to level 5 here in just a second. Are we going to see perhaps a Fan of Knives finish off both of these Footmen? That could be rather problematic, as Sucks does not want to give more experience to that one Warden. That Warden is just dealing so much damage and so difficult to slow down. All right, Warden still sitting at level 4. Are we going to see an engagement? You can see that the Town Hall down over here taking a lot of damage. And now, what exactly is happening? That Town Hall just taking a beating and still being repaired and trying to just stay up as long as possible. All right, let's take a look at this. Coming back over here, we can see that the Glaives have finally taken out the expansion, and that is a problem now. OTB Sucks losing his economic advantage, and without that economic advantage, things are just looking very good. Very, very good for Moon. Sucks is down by about 14 supply, and all of these guard towers, the Arcane Vault, and the Blacksmith will be taken out as well. Dryads just making sure that none of the units are able to fly around easily. Poor unsuspecting peasant trying to harvest lumber on the wrong side of the forest. As we now see that the Warden is sitting at level 5. The Warden could blink inside and just absolutely destroy this base here in a matter of seconds. Alright, the Warden now backs off. Mountain King trying to make its way out. Meanwhile, down over here, Archmage comes in to engage. You can see that the Goblin Shredder was picked up and now dropped back down. This could be potentially huge. Picking up the Zeppelin at just the last moment. That Zeppelin's so low on hit points, I could just breathe on it and it would fall apart. Sorry, the Shredder will just fall apart. The Shredder still dancing around here. Perhaps it will get repaired. Mountain King now finally out on the field, but it is looking like it's too little, too late, as Moon has just been absolutely dominant in this game throughout the very start. Even without a level 6 Warden, you really feel the pressure of that level 5 Warden here. Alright, you can see that there are Dragonhawk Riders in the air, perhaps trying to go after those Dryads. However, a very, very quick strike, a Shadow Strike, in fact, from the Warden makes very short work of that one particular Dragonhawk. That Dragonhawk would have been able to do a lot of damage to those Dryads. Now just a distant memory, as OTB Sucks says GG. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.